the 12th chapter of Exodus, a pivotal chapter. It marks a turning point in the Israelites' journey. Their centuries of slavery in Egypt are about to end. God, their deliverer, is about to act. He reveals to Moses the institution of Passover. It is a night of remembrance, a night of redemption, a night forever etched in the memory of the Israelites. God's instructions to Moses are precise. Each household must take a lamb without blemish. They are to slaughter it at twilight. This is the Passover sacrifice. Its blood will serve as a sign for protection. The Israelites are to smear the blood on their doorposts. This will distinguish them from the Egyptians. This Passover meal is not just a meal, it is a sacrament, a symbol of their deliverance. They are to eat the lamb with unleavened bread and bitter herbs. This signifies their hasty departure from Egypt. This is a night of solemn observance, a night of anticipation, a night of divine intervention. Imagine the scene. The sun begins its descent, shadows lengthen across the land of Goshen. Israelite families gather in their homes. They are obedient to God's commands. A sense of trepidation hangs in the air. Yet, there is also an undercurrent of hope. The head of each household takes a lamb. Its innocent eyes reflect the flickering lamplight. With a prayer, they perform the sacrifice. The lifeblood of the lamb flows freely. It is a sobering sight, a reminder of the cost of sin. They dip hyssop branches into the blood. Carefully they mark their doorposts and lintel, a crimson sign, a symbol of protection, a testament to their faith. This blood is a covenant, a promise of deliverance from the angel of death. The aroma of roasting lamb fills the air. The Israelites gather for this unique meal. They eat with their loins girded, their sandals on their feet. Their staffs are in their hands, they are ready to depart. This is no ordinary meal. It is a meal of remembrance, a meal of anticipation. They eat the roasted lamb, they eat the unleavened bread, they taste the bitterness of the herbs. Each element of the meal holds a deep significance. The unleavened bread speaks of their hasty departure. The bitter herbs remind them of their bitter slavery. Through it all, they recount the story of their oppression. They speak of God's promise of deliverance. They whisper prayers of gratitude and hope. The youngest child asks the meaning of this strange meal, and in hushed tones, they pass on the story of their heritage, the story of God's faithfulness. Section 4, the silence before the storm. Night falls over Egypt. An eerie silence descends. The air grows heavy with anticipation. The Egyptians, unaware of the impending doom, sleep soundly. But in the homes of the Israelites, there is a palpable tension. They huddle together, they wait. The blood on their doorposts stands out starkly in the darkness. It is a silent sentinel, a promise of God's protection. Inside, families share the Passover meal. They share stories. They share their fears. They share their hope. The hours crawl by, the silence stretches. Then at the stroke of midnight, a cry that chills the soul, a cry that echoes through the land of Egypt. It is the cry of death. Section 5, a cry rings through Egypt. An unearthly silence hangs heavy in the air, broken only by the distant barking of dogs. Then a sound that begins as a low murmur, then rises to a crescendo of anguish. It is the sound of wailing, the sound of parents mourning their firstborn. The angel of death has passed through the land. No Egyptian home is spared. From the palace of the pharaoh to the humblest dwelling, death has visited. The firstborn, the pride of every family, lie dead. The pharaoh, awakened by the cries of his own household, is met with a sight that turns his blood to ice. His own son, the heir to the throne, lies lifeless. His grief is mirrored in the faces of his servants, his advisors, his people. The land of Egypt is shrouded in a blanket of sorrow and despair. Section 6, a night of deliverance. But amidst the lamentations of the Egyptians, there is a hush in the homes of the Israelites. The angel of death, seeing the blood on the doorposts, has passed over. Inside, families weep with relief. They weep for the Egyptians, even their enemies. But their firstborn are safe. This night of devastation for the Egyptians is a night of deliverance for the Israelites. Their homes, marked by the blood of the Lamb, stand as sanctuaries. They are a testament to God's faithfulness, a testament to His power. This night marks the beginning of their exodus, their departure from Egypt, their journey to freedom. It is a journey they will never forget. It is a story they will recount to their children and their children's children, a story of God's deliverance, a story of hope, a story of redemption. Continue the journey, explore the book of Exodus, discover the power of faith, witness the birth of a nation. Like, comment, and subscribe to continue this transformative journey through Exodus.